What's going on, Internet? The Black Cog here, aka TVH, on behalf of GamingIlluminaughty.com. We're back from E3 2018. Say what up to the people. Ethos.
Yo, what up, what up?
And we got your man Siggy Guns in the building. Say what up to the people.
What up, what up? What up, what up?
Yeah. And we are here to talk about one game that I know you guys want to hear about. The most talked about game coming out of E3 2018. CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077. It's been 5 years in the making. And they showed a trailer during the Microsoft press conference, but I'm not sure. It didn't do it justice. It was just CG. It kind of gave you the world, but you didn't get to see any gameplay. But we did get to see some gameplay. If you were part of the press and you had an appointment, it was very exclusive Illuminaughty shit. Actually, they gave away some figurines. You can see me showing mine off right there on the screen.
Same with these. I'm the only one missing. I have one, but yeah, I didn't bring it.
Yeah, they gave these exclusive figurines that are going for like $1,000 on eBay. So just something that paid off, to work, whatever. I got to stunt. But yeah, you had to have an appointment. It was behind the scenes Illuminaughty shit. We got an hour of, it was like 50-minute demo. We got to see the world, gameplay, different type of mechanics. We were not allowed to record any audio. We were not allowed to record any video, but we were given permission to describe what we saw, and we'll try to explain it to you guys and why you should be excited. All right, so the first thing we saw in this demo, Cyberpunk 2077, was the character creation screen. You can create a male or a female, and you have this. It's like Mass Effect. There's like a backstory. Basically, you can decide what your character's motivations are, what they look like, what they specialize in. And right at the character creation screen, Ethos leans over to me and he says, Psst. He's like, I already got a boner for this game. Let him know why, Ethos.
It reminded me of Mass Effect, like off the rip. Like, I remember I tweeted, I was like, I remember the first like 5 minutes of me playing Mass Effect 1, and like how like, you just get thrown into the world and you're just like, you just want to explore everything. Like, this game reminds me a lot of how Mass Effect 1 was, just from the character creator. That's what I was whispering in TVH was. So they have like how in Mass Effect 1 you could do like the psychological profiles on Shepard. You can do that for your character, but this one's like just like similar to Mass Effect's like creation. Like, you can create anybody you want, so any race, any like male, female, you can do it all. They didn't show us exactly like all the different like options you have, but they did basically just tell us like, yeah, you can just there's full character customization, and then after that,
they were hinting the clothes too, that it you get a whole bunch of different skins and stuff like that.
I was actually gonna ask you too, because it's actually interesting that, because me and Ethos are like super RPG fans. It's actually interesting to have Siggy on this video because he was with us, and Siggy is our residential Call of Duty Fortnite guy. Yeah. So for someone who's not too big into RPGs, just the character creation, was it doing anything for you?
I mean, now that I've been playing Fortnite a lot, you notice I've been buying all the skins lately. So,
he's ready to pay for all the customization options.
I think if they do it right, I think there's a chance for a lot of people to get excited about stuff like that. Especially since it's an open world, you can pretty much have sponsors with anything and be excited about things that might be coming down the pipe, whether it's different companies, like let's say Disney, whatever. But I mean, I'm pretty sure since this is more about like the future and the clothes is going to be more punkish and stuff like that, there's a lot to be excited about. Like, maybe they throw back and do some Kiss stuff, have the spikes. But I mean, I wasn't like leaning over to say I got blown for it right off the bat. But I mean, I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto, and I wish that had more customization when it comes to the characters. So it was legit.
And that's kind of,
we were talking, me and Siggy were talking, I think, a little bit after that, and I think you said it reminded you a lot of GTA 5. Like, when they get into the open world aspect of it, you were like, this reminds me of like the world and stuff. You were like, oh yeah, this could be like GTA 5. It looks like it's like that big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
more vibrant though. I would say more vibrant.
Yeah, definitely more vibrant, and definitely more. It has this very obviously because it's Cyberpunk. There's not a lot of Cyberpunk games currently on the market, which is cool. But just that universe in general is just it's a very unique and special type of style compared to like regular like sci-fi. So I wouldn't say like Cyberpunk is definitely different than sci-fi. They're similar like in certain ways, but there is this like unique art style, if you will, and the way things look compared to like just regular like what Halo looks like or what like Mass Effect looks like. So when we say that, we're not saying that like Cyberpunk looks like Mass Effect. It's more of just it has like a similar like trait to it, but it's not exactly gonna, look exactly like, the sci-fi space shooter. So yeah.
What's the name?
Cool. There's so much. There's just.
I feel like in the beginning of the demo, after you create your character, you're playing as a female, and she's talking to a bunch of different people inside of a club and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead.
That whole what is that little, like, they wanted to show us that little linear part first.
Yeah, it was very linear, and she was just going and talking to different characters in the world, and the world was beautiful. But I'm not gonna lie, at this point in the demo, I was kind of like, where is this going? Because it was just very linear. She was walking down corridors, talking to different people, and I guess they just wanted to establish the world and kind of show you all the dynamics, because there was a lot of shit going on. It felt like the city was very much alive. People walking around, interacting, doing different things. I think it's when I think it's when she actually like left the club and got into the car. It's where I was like, okay, I see where this is going. So like after
when she leaves the her apartment.
Yeah, she gets like in the future. Yeah, she gets like the futuristic Bugatti. And
with the black eye. Right,
and then you finally see the city and you're driving around. We were like, holy shit. Like, it was like, the best way I can describe it is it felt like Grand Theft Auto 5 meets Fallout 4 meets Mass Effect meets Deus Ex. Am I missing one?
No, pretty much all that.
It in a nutshell. And Witcher 3-ish, but that's... Witcher 3 is kind of like more of just like the pillar of like the design of Witcher 3.
And if you're wondering, yes, the game is in first person. Let's get that out of the way. I know a lot of people were upset that it was in first person. It does not affect the game based on what we talk. We're going to talk about the gameplay. Were you about to say, Sticky, though?
No, I was just saying, movie-wise, to describe it, it was kind of like that 2049 of
Blade Runner.
Yeah, it reminded me of that a lot. And also there was another future. What's the Bruce Willis movie? Fifth Element. It had that kind of city. It looked like that. It reminded me a lot about that, kind of a futuristic, but still has a lot of elements of today. But pretty much it's not like super sci-fi to where you have everything flying and stuff like that. So, like I said, it was very exciting. I wish they showed a lot of the side missions that you could do in the thing, but yeah,
right. So she gets into the little futuristic Bugatti, and she drives to another area where she has to. I don't know if she was getting like some money from somebody that she owed. I don't know why she was there. All I know is, go ahead.
Yeah. She well, to bring context, there's a friend you have in the beginning, and he's in the trailer too. He's like some big guy. You okay?
My fucking camera's like out of focus. It's like a little blurry. I was trying to fix the focus on it. Go ahead. I love it.
But so your friend, I think his name was Dax or Jax, but he's just like, hey yo, there's this job. So to describe it, I think we should first point out, you play as a character named V. This is a fully customizable character that you are, and you role play as this character. But V's like this like low type of like mercenary for hire that these like anybody can hire to do a job for. And so what basically seems like they were hinting at was the story basically like the coming of age type of like, you're a little like merc who's trying to make a mark for themselves in this world, and then like basically you're trying to get to the big time. That's what they're hinting at. It's like this big time type of heist. So you get this opportunity from this, like, it seems like he's like a boss of some sort of gang, and he's like, I got a job for you, but in order for me to do give you this like cool heist that I'm gonna be working on, I needed you to prove yourself to me. So he gives you a side mission. So apparently what they decided on doing is, so what CD Projekt Red is, they like everything's very immersive. Like there's no like generic menus. Like everything is like immersive, like whether it's like part of your like retinal, which is like your eyes or something like that, like you really see it through your eyes of your character. So
yeah, that's like Minority Report, like how you can upgrade yourself because you're really like you're human but like AI kind of thing. So
like cyborgs basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a cyborg in a way. So like, and your arms are all robotic and stuff like that. So he gives you this chip and you jack it into your head. It's kind of like Ghost in the Shell basically. You jack it in your head, and then basically it tells you what the quest is, but it does it in this very like story, like a debriefing that you don't even know it's actually like him like giving you a quest. Everything feels like it's just part of the world and doesn't feel gamey, if that makes sense. It's more of like he's telling you like this is what the mission's gonna be, and there's like cool little like things on the screen showing up like representing like what you'll have to do and who did what. So basically he gives you this mission where this gang somehow stole a corporation's, what was it, like
the weapons, right?
Weapon, yeah, like this little spider robot technology they're working on, and they need to get it back. And then he also mentions in the debriefing that there is a, like, I guess a up-and-comer type of person of that corporation who's looking for the snitch responsible for, like, telling the gang that, hey, yo, we have this cargo, being transported, steal it. So there's like two things going on, but the thing is the game does not tell you like how you can complete it. It just says it's over there, go get it, or they give you like a little marker objective to tell you like where supposedly it's gonna be. But they give you these like little hints that there are other ways that you can complete it. So in that aspect, it's very Deus Ex gameplay wise, where there are multiple ways you can complete the said mission. So they said this could have gone at least 20 different ways according just for this small mission alone. But what they do in the demo is they meet that corporate like up and comer, and they crack a deal with her in order to get the bot. So you basically just go up to her and you're just like, yo, if you give me 50K, I'll get you your bot for you. And so she's desperate. So she's like, all right, fine, I'll give you it. So she gives you the money necessary to buy it. Now, if you decide on not talking to her at all, you wouldn't have 50,000 credits to pay for this bot. So you'd have to take it by force. But because that they were able to like walk into the gang that stole the robot and like try to like basically buy it off of them, like so, which is kind of like the safe route. But
or you could take the 50. They said kill everybody and then keep the 50 basically
for yourself, right? And then so you get to keep the 50 and you can give them back the robot that they're looking for. So like there's multiple ways you go. So you can do a stealth route. You can just go in guns blazing. You could like try the diplomatic. You try to talk your way out of it.
Also, when they were going through the menus too, like I was gonna say, like when they were shuffling through all the items, that's kind of like where the Fallout aspect came to me. Like everything looked almost identical to the Pit Boy and the text, and I thought that was pretty interesting. I like, did they purpose to do that? Like, yeah.
So at the beginning of the game, when you gotta get dressed, there's a jacket that your character grabs, and before she grabs it, when you're like looking at it, it's like what you're saying, it's like Fallout, where like remember how like all the items have like little like resistance possibilities and stuff like that, like. Every piece of apparently like this was just a jacket, but apparently every single piece of like clothing you wear could have these stats. So there's like an armor stat. There's stuff that might boost your health if you wear it. There's stuff that will help you like resistant to ballistic damage or resistance to like electricity or just all these sorts of different things. And there's a cool point. I remember me and TH were cracking about it. There's what's it called? What was that stat that you were laughing about? Cool.
Oh yeah. So this kind of goes back to the beginning, though.
To that too, yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning,
so much stuff.
Like we're trying to remember. So in the beginning of the character creator, there's like 20 different stats that you can put your stat points to, and one of them was how cool your character is. And I remember turning to the ethos, I was like, yo, I'm about to have the coolest character in the game. All my stat points are going to be on the cool. And I would imagine if you put all your points on cool, that would open up different like dialogue trees. Yeah. You probably dress nicely and you probably get discounts or something like that. But there were so many different stats and different ways that you could pimp out your character, and I thought that was really interesting.
And CD Projekt Red said you can get hoes in this game. Like you can dead ass. They say you can fuck anybody you want, like anybody or anything.
Yeah, that's actually something I wanted to mention was how this game wasn't afraid to be mature because the opening scene. They showed them rescue. They showed them rescue. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I was like, "Yo, can I stream this game?" Because there was titties in the thing. I was like, "Yo, can I stream this game?" Like, we're gonna have to get permission on that. We're gonna have to ask Twitch if we can stream the titties.
It's definitely very mature. Like, just everything is like very just there. And
it's almost like a movie. You know what I mean? You're playing out a movie, so it's very cinematic. Also, those cutscenes and
they don't hold anything back at all.
So let's actually get into the gunplay. This is where I really got excited. So once she actually gets to little mission areas, the guns come out, and this is where we see all the different little RPG abilities. I remember she had like a pistol. I think she
bullet time.
Yeah, bullet time. She had a pistol, and then she could ricochet the bullets off of the wall at an angle. And what was really cool is it was like pool. It would show you the angle that the bullet would shoot at, and then you could hit them from behind cover and stuff like that. I remember she had like these praying mantis arms. She could do a super jump. And then she had these praying mantis arms that came out, and she locked into the wall. Right. Yeah, she locked into the wall, and then there were two enemies below her, and she stealth attacked them. I was like, all right, I'm sold on this. I was like, I got it. And it felt like they were just scratching the surface, too, based off what they showed us. I'm pretty sure there's way more abilities, but like just the little tidbit they showed us in the combat, I was like, all right, this is for me. This is for me.
There's a shotgun that can shoot through walls. There's this rail gun that can just pierce like multiple targets and kill them. The other cool thing that was really cool is
that little robot. You didn't talk about that. They actually use that too.
You can jack in the robot. This game is like there is so many inspirations of Ghost in the Shell in this game because like So in Ghost in the Shell, and it's just like in Cyberpunk, there is literally like a USB cable that is connected to your body. So what she does in there in the gameplay demo is when she kills this one guy, or injures him, she walks up to him and jacks into and like basically cyber hacks his brain. So she takes this USB, plugs it in his brain, and then you can go inside of enemies' brains, and then you can access like different information inside them. So like you can access his brain and then you can use his intel to figure out like where the other of his like squad mates are hidden on the map. You can like disable their guns by doing that. Like you can hack into their entire gang's mainframe and then like be able to access things like their guns, their eyesight. You can cause them to hallucinate and probably.
Oh, that was actually one of the mission, right? Was to make it to where he didn't have the ability to shoot.
Right. So, yeah. So like when she does the Mantis thing, what she does is there's two guys. So the first thing she does is she hacks the second guy's gun, and then she jumps on the first guy and kills him. And then the second guy is like, "Oh shit!" and he tries to shoot her, and obviously the gun isn't working. She's like, "Oh, you got a problem," and then just beats the shit out of him. Yep. So there's just so much shit, and then there's like a little mini boss fight. And I think the coolest thing is like there is damage numbers. So damage numbers do pop up when you shoot, but like nothing seemed bullet spongy. I don't think. Like the only things
everybody was dropping to the point where I could actually argue: is there any point in even putting up the numbers?
Well, the enemies had levels, so they had level 2. So I'm curious, like, what level you were when you were doing that mission, like what the character's level was, because it could be that for that demo they made them purposely a higher level so that you could, go through everybody really fast. Yeah. So we don't know, like, probably like if it is going to be like you need to level up in order for you to like be able to kill higher up people, or like how the leveling system works. That's something that they didn't really talk about a lot. So that's something that we still have to figure out, if like there will be this bullet sponging effect or if it will feel like very realistic. There you can go to these, what are they called, stores or something like that around the city. Apparently there's like these aug stores where you can augment yourself, kind of like how Adam Jensen can in Deus Ex. So you can go to these stores and you can, holy crap, you can like take out your eyeball and put a new one in that will allow you to like scan and like zoom in farther away. You can change, I think she changed her arm, so she got this upgrade on her arm where like there's like this metal part in her arm now, and then that allows her to see her ammo count on her gun like through a virtual UI. And then she can also like reload the gun faster or shoot the gun way easier. They have like Titanfall. You can wall run in the game, you can double jump in the game. Oh my god, there's so much shit.
I'm getting like
holy crap.
Like, remember how excited we were for Andromeda? Like, I feel like I'm getting vibes from this. Like, this is what I expected from Andromeda, basically. This is what I expected BioWare to do. It feels like based off what we saw, you could tell this is a labor of love. I could say that much. You could tell they're putting a lot of effort into it.
You can definitely see why it took them 5 years. And this is
there's nothing about the game felt corporate. Like, it was just like, this is what we want to make.
That goes back to my Grand Theft Auto comparison, because they took a very long time to make it, and you could tell whenever it came out why it took them so long. They really thought up every little detail. So I can't wait to play it. I mean, because it reminded me so much of that, and they didn't really explain how the story is driven. They just kind of show them do it, but they didn't really show that if there's like a hint. And now I'm kind of wondering how you were saying about the level ups. I wonder if it's restricts you to go further if you're not in a level.
Right. Or does everyone dynamically level with you through the game? Like that's a very curious thing. I think I
want to wonder about that. I know that when they showed the 2 missions, I remember him saying that it was like you meet the guy, to find out about the that gangster that wants to whatever he wants. Right. But they also said you have to meet some other person, because whenever on that phone call she said, "Oh, I got to go by somebody first," and that's the guy that gives you the eyeball. So I wonder what happens if you decide to skip the eyeball guy. Do you not go through the story? I mean, so I wonder if how they make it to where you have to do both, because they actually did both, and I don't know if it's that you have to do it to do that mission or not. So
the demo had a very, very it's hard to tell the difference between the open world and what you're doing as a mission, because everything seems like they've done a very good job blending it all together where you can't tell the difference. Like they were literally, you can drive in the game. Gotta mention that there is.
It's in third person.
Yeah, it's in third person, so don't be afraid that there is a first person mode if you want that, and then you can also zoom out to the third person mode. But like while they were driving to the objective, they said there was a dynamic event basically where these gang members they were like piecing out your car before you got to it. They were like looking at we're gonna steal this shit, and then basically when you drive with the car, I guess they follow you, and then like next you're driving your mission like everything's fine, and then this gang just pulls up beside you with this truck. And they just start opening fire on you, and then you gotta jump on the car and start shooting at them and like ducking in and out of cover. Like it was just a bunch of crazy shit. And like, oh man, I don't know. The best way I can describe it is like, it's one of those experiences you watch it and you're just like, this is the next step of gaming. Like, I don't know if you guys felt that, but like I was like watching, I was like this is something that I felt would be like, this is what next gen is. Like, this is like, I thought Witcher 3 was like, that's what next gen is for PS4. This feels like what next gen is for like the whole next generation of like first person games. Like from an immersion standpoint, from just like the world, from just how many NPCs were walking around on the street. It was just like I just
it looked like a labor of love.
Scale. Yeah, I just have not seen the game with that type of scale. It was inspirational. It deadass was like, everybody left that demo and was like, yo, like that was some inspirational shit. Like, I don't think there was like one.
I don't think I've seen anybody on Twitter say anything negative about the game.
Yeah, I haven't seen
not.
Yeah,
I couldn't find anything good. And then, don't get me wrong, it was a short. I mean, it was pretty long demo, but it was just a short.
Slice.
Yes,
it was a long demo, but you could tell the world was a lot more.
Wanted more.
It was a small vertical slice. Yeah,
exactly.
There's so much more, and I know some people were kind of like, I don't know. Some people were trying to say like, you know, with a first person mode, they were like thinking, this is a bad thing. No, trust me, there was a reason.
The shooting looked fun to me. It looked fine.
Yeah, everything feels great. Like the reason I think they want first person is they want you to really appreciate the detail.
Well, they said it. They said it at the beginning. They wanted you to actually see everything in first person and feel it. Yeah.
Like everything feels like really, really real. Everything is like just immersive and like detailed, and then like literally, I think the coolest thing is like everything has an animation. Whether you hit something to touch something, or you're talking to somebody, or you're doing some movement, there's always an animation for it. There's no like invisible button press for hitting a console. Like your character will literally touch the console.
You wouldn't have been able to see the augmented reality eyeball if it was third person. So that's the reason why they wanted to go through that, because it's not just, it wouldn't be the same. Obviously, if it's third person, that wouldn't even be in the game.
Connection. Yeah, because when you play first person, you're pulled out of your character. You're like watching your character do something. But this, like, you feel like you're your character. So if you've been like wanting a role,
it probably gives you a better sense of scale too.
Yeah,
because the city looks humongous in terms of height. So like looking up, it'll give you a better sense of scale.
I think we were talking to there's a lot of verticality compared to like, Witcher 3 is very horizontal. This game has a lot of like verticality, and you'll see it like throughout.
Skyscrapers are everywhere, like flying cars and all that shit.
There's a lot of levels you can reach in this game, which I think is really cool.
Which actually makes me think, now that I said it, because we did see flying cars. Was that car she was driving, was that like a classic American car or some shit like that? Because her car was on the ground.
See, that was like Demolition Man. There goes another movie reference, because you know how they had the classic car in the end.
Yeah, she into the old school, like.
Like there's a lot of cool, just holy crap type of moments. There's even more. I'm pretty sure we're just forgetting. Don't worry about the first person mode. Trust me, it's definitely a pro, not a con. And I know some people, they're like kind of upset or confused about why CD Projekt wouldn't just show this to the public. But I've talked to a couple of people about it who've seen it, and I've also seen a couple of first impressions of it. And it seems like everyone seems to agree, and it seems like what CD Projekt is doing is they're learning from their mistake. Because I don't know if you guys remember when Witcher 3 first got announced, they showed
the graphics looked way better in the original reveal. I remember.
Right, and then everybody started to bitch about it and complain
because they downgrade the graphics. Yeah.
Right, because they realized that they bit off more than they could chew, and they couldn't get the fidelity up to that point with the big world and stuff like that. And I think basically this is CD Projekt learning from that and realizing that they can't show the public something this early without them like immediately like putting that to say this is now the standard and stuff like that. So they'd rather show it to a few press and like influencers in order for them to see it, get that little initial hype and stuff like that. So they, we know like to take everything with a grain of salt, but like from what we saw, everything was very impressive.
Plus, they mentioned at the beginning of the demo, they said, "Don't be surprised if you encounter any bugs or something like that or glitches." Yeah. We didn't see any bugs or glitches in our demo, but now that I remember, if I do say one negative, I did remember seeing a couple people say on Twitter that they saw like I had one dude, I forgot what site, I think it was from GameSpot. He said that they encountered a glitch on their playthrough and they just had to reset the game. So maybe they just weren't confident, because at the end of the development cycle, isn't optimization what you focus on? Right now, it seems like they were just focused on gameplay in the world.
Well, most of the time with optimization, you want to do it like as you're building the game or early, because what happens is like if you do it too late, you might realize that you can't optimize it enough to make it good, and then that's when games can come out and they're like broken or they're very poorly optimized. So really, it's important for them to like optimize it very early on, or as they're adding in the game. But so far, like it looked like it was optimized. Like again, this is a small sample of the big world, so obviously they're like, yeah, there's not everything is built out in the world, but I'm saying like you're probably going to be able to see what we saw or something similar to what we saw. Hopefully at Gamescom, CD Projekt isn't like confirming that. They're saying that no one's confirmed that yet, but we're hoping that's when everyone will be able to see it. But like, trust me, like no one is lying to you about the hype of this game. This game will, when you see it for yourself, it will blow your mind because
we told you first.
And just thinking about what we've seen, that one mission was, like I said, about 45 minutes. That was just one. And you can just imagine that with that size of that world, the size of the game, part of the story all together. It's going to be a very long game, too. So,
yeah.
So do you think it's coming out 2019?
2020 minimum.
You think 2020?
Oh, do you think? Nah, I don't know if they. I
feel like spring 2019.
Yeah, I think 2019 has to.
No, they're gonna take longer. Based on what they show, like this was just simply a vertical slice. Like they're still, we don't even know if they have more stuff built or if this is, or they spent most of their time making this segment of the game to make it really nice. We don't know that yet. If it took them 5 years to make just what they've shown us, that they felt like they're confident with just this amount right now, they're gonna need another 2 years. And I say give it to them. Give them as much time as they want because they're.
But why show us then if it's gonna be so far out?
They just want to like let people know that hey yo, like
they're working on it.
You don't want to be that game at E3 though. Like what's the game we always call? You don't want to be Crackdown. You don't want to be like Crackdown.
Yeah,
every year they've been showing that for like 5 years now. So that's why I was like, I feel like maybe spring 2019. I feel like CD Projekt knows better than that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind a delay if they're saying, hey, it's just to clean everything up. But
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want them showing. We're all this hyped right now for this, and then they just say, no, by the way, 2 years? I don't know. No, I don't know if I can.
I'll wait for it. I'm going to
wait for it. Don't get me wrong.
Everyone's going to wait for it. It don't matter. All I will say is, regardless, whatever year comes out, you better pray to God no other game you're looking forward to comes out the year that Cyberpunk. Because I guarantee you.
You mean the month, at least, the month.
No, the year. I guarantee you, whenever year this game comes out, it will get Game of the Year across the board.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
It will be The Witcher 3 all over again. I'm telling you, I'm calling it now. Because people didn't believe me when I said the same thing about Overwatch. It will happen with this game. You better pray what other game you're looking for. Your game will not have a chance in the world. I don't care if it's Last of Us 2. I don't care if it's Fallout 76, whatever it is. None of those games will, in my mind, from what I've seen, none of those games will be able to compete, I think, globally with like this game.
Unless Rockstar announces Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, what's after Red Dead? What's after Red Dead?
I mean, maybe they might come out. Maybe Red Dead. I'd even say this game is, from what I've seen, is way more interesting, just way more crazy than Red Dead. But I could be wrong, because obviously, people would prefer maybe a Western compared to a Cyberpunk game. But this game it hits all the marks and then it just kills it. Like, damn.
That's a video for another day, that Red Dead one, because it just so happens to come around the same time as Westworld's popularity is on the rise.
Yeah. And then this game as well has a little cyborg element to it too. So
yep.
Just a lot of... keep out for this game. Like,
yeah, I remember we left the demo and I was like, can I pre-order this? Like,
I
don't pre-order games.
I was hoping it was coming out later this year, but now I'm scared it is going to be 2020.
It might be 2020. Who knows? But damn, just.
So universally, we agree the hype is real on this one.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. And that was definitely the best game at E3 what I've seen. And like I said, the briefing, the conference, it didn't do it justice because they showed it, they had that big old gimmick and all that stuff with the lights going out.
The game does look like that. They said the trailer is the in-game engine, like the scenes that they show them, like where they're showing people walking around. That's exactly how it looks in game. Like when they just walked out.
Actually, now that I think about it, it did look like that.
It looks literally just like that. So like that trailer they showed at Xbox, it's not. It's actually, I think they said.
Be ready to upgrade your PCs, bitches.
If you don't have a 1080, you better start saving up now because you're gonna at least a 1080. This game will destroy your rig. So yeah. It's really good.
So there you have it. We're actually creeping up on the 30-minute mark here. I think we should wrap this one up. I think this is the longest video we did on Impression 3. Yeah.
People are going to be excited on that. Like, yes, good.
I think they'll be excited because normally we don't get this excited about games. So, yeah, it was
the most excited I've been since Witcher 3. Dead ass. Anon's gonna lose his mind when he sees this shit. I'm positive.
This man Anon was like, "Y'all saw it? Call my phone, bitch!" What did you see? Like, we were trying to explain it to him and shit at E3. He was like, "Whoa,
whoa!"
Yeah, but this has been our first impressions of Cyberpunk 2077. Hopefully it comes out in 2019. I look forward to it. We all do. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment in the comment section below. What do you expect from Cyberpunk? Have you heard other things? Let us know. Also, if you want to further support us on patreon.com/GI updates. Link in the description box below. We have all different type of rewards online for those who choose to financially support us. You can hop in the Discord and game with us. We do game giveaways, hop on the podcast, do videos. Once again, that's patreon.com/GI updates. There will be a link in the description box below. Other than that, we will see you in the future. A future known as Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh.
See what I did there? I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
End
good.
of the year, baby.
Yeah, I'll hit the like button, bitches.
And if you want to buy the statue, $500.